Welcome back. Are you ready to train your inbox? There's a few simple steps to basically train your inbox to make it do what you want it to do and in the end save you time. So, one of those ways is to create labels. And creating labels will help you organize. And if you're like me and you like to color code, that helps as well. Um, but basically, if you have Gmail, this is what your main screen will look like. If you don't have Gmail and you have Outlook or another program that will let you either create labels or rules or something like that. In Outlook, it's called rules, um, but for Gmail, they're labels. So basically, if you look at the screen, you will notice that I have some labels already listed here. So there's personal, website, courses. They're just labels that I just made to show you what they would look like. And the labels live on the left-hand column over here. So under where it says inbox, starred, sent mail, drafts, those are all the basics. I have clients, and under clients, I have a couple of names, and I can go ahead and close that so it just says clients. And then I have courses and kids and payment and personal and social media and website. And you can click on more labels, and the basic labels are still here from Gmail. There's important, chats, all mail, spam, trash, and the categories, of course, which are these top three up here. Primary, social, and promotions. Those are the top three. Now, I do get more in depth about the categories and removing them. However, that's something that I do one-on-one with clients and help them create a good, clean inbox for them to completely control what goes on. But today I'm just going to talk about labels. And one way to control your labels is to go into your settings. So if you notice up in the upper right-hand corner over here, there is this gear. That's your settings. And if you go down to the settings and click on settings, how many times can I say settings? And you'll notice all of your settings come up. I want you to click on labels, and this is where all of your labels are. If you haven't created any labels in your account, then you would only have the systems labels and the categories, and there wouldn't be anything under labels. This is the section where you can create your own labels. So you just hit this create new label button and you can name it whatever you want, like new label. And then you can nest them under other things. So that's what I did with the clients. I want to put all the clients under the clients label, and that's all you have to do. And you just hit create. And now it's added it over here into the column, and it's also added it down here. The other thing that I kind of like that goes back to a previous video is to see how many emails you have. It actually shows you under the labels here how many conversations or emails there are under each. So this social media has 18 conversations. So if you had like, a few thousand, you would know that that label probably needs to be cleaned up. So that's just a side tip there. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here. And if you really want to keep your left-hand column organized, you can go ahead and you can hide some of these items. Now, I think obviously you want inbox, well, you can't change inbox. You want starred, you want important, but nobody wants chat, so that's already hid. Important's hid. Sent mail, you are going to want to find that if you're looking for something. You do want to keep your drafts. I don't really care about all mail or the spam or the trash. Like all of those can stay hidden. And then for the categories, right now, they're all hidden from the side over here. So basically what it means is you don't see any of these things that say hid unless you click on more labels, and then you see the rest of them. So that's it. They're still there. They're not completely gone. But if you had a lot more labels here, these wouldn't be hogging up the way, basically. And then, like I said before, when you create them, you can have nested labels. So I like to have, clients as a label, and then you can nest them. So that way, if you had like 20 clients listed here, you could hit this little arrow and it would close it up and not take up so much space. And it's just also another organizational thing because I like to be super organized. If you're not super organized, maybe just getting these labels down will be good for you. And so that's it. That's really the easy thing to do is create whatever labels you want, and you can go back to the inbox. Now you can create labels from the inbox, from an email, and anything like that as you go. So don't worry about having to remember, oh no, I didn't make this one. I'm going to go ahead and show you right here with this email that says social media emails, and I'm going to click on that. And when you click on it, you'll notice that the label, there is a label on it, and that's what you'll see up in this top row. It says inbox because right now it's in the inbox and that's where its label is. You can hit that X button and get rid of that label. And I'll just show you, if I click on this one, you'll notice it's labeled inbox and it's labeled courses. So I'm going to go back to this social media one, and I'm going to add the label for social media. And that's what this little tag button is. It looks like a tag, but that's the label button. And you're going to click on that. And you can click and you can scroll down and just hit the little arrow. If you have a lot of labels, you can type in and it will show up. And you just have to hit that checkbox and hit apply. And now you'll see the social media label is there. And that's it. When I go back, here's my inbox. It's still in the inbox and it says social media. If I don't want this in my inbox anymore, I can hit that X button right there, and it's no longer in the inbox if I go back. Now I would have to go over here to social media, and I can see it all the way down here. There it is right there, that same email. Now there's another thing I want to show you. And that's how to go ahead and archive your labels as well. So anytime you have emails that have labels, you basically can hit the archive button and get them out of your inbox, and they automatically go to where they're supposed to. So if I click on this courses program one and say I already read it, or I don't need to read it, or whatever, I just want it to go right to its courses label and get it out of my inbox, I clicked on it and I'm going to hit the archive button. I hit the archive button and it sends it over to the email, and there it is. And that's it. So you can go through here, and if you get a bunch of emails from a certain place, a certain person that you don't need to read or that you've already read, you can go ahead and you can click on all of these that have the labels and hit archive, and they're out of your inbox and they're in their space that they're supposed to be, which is in the labels over here on this side, which you can look at it like a filing cabinet. So this is basically an inbox, just like if you put paper, it is an email inbox, and you need to file every single email into its certain place. So you need to file it in a separate file, and that's all you're doing with the labels. So I'm going to click on how to, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look and see, I don't have a how-to. I want to go ahead and create a how-to label. It's very easy. I hit this create new, and I'm going to type how-to and hit create. And now I have how-to. You can see that it's labeled right there, and here it is over in the left-hand column. Now you might want to know how to create colors. When you hover over the labels on the left side here, you'll notice that the little arrow shows up. And all you have to do is click on that little arrow, and the first option is label color. They give you a few ones that you can pick from, and then you can add a custom one or you can remove one. I'm going to go ahead and pick this purple, and there we have it. The how-to is now purple. It gives you a couple of other options here if you need to do anything with your labels. And I'm going to go back to the inbox, and you'll see the how-to is labeled and it's purple. And that's it. That's it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to archive it because I don't need it right now. And that's it. It's an easy way to create labels and move them over into your inbox. Now, the next step, or the next level, basically is to create a label in your filter. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this renew subscription. And once you open an email, you have all of your regular options and then you have more. And you'll notice there is a couple more options here. Those are extra plugins that I use that I can explain later. So when you click on more, you can do different things here. You can change, if it's unread, if it's important, add to task, you can add a star, you can create an event, but I want you to filter messages. So you're going to filter messages when you need to do something specific to this email. So I'm going to show you how to add a label to the email, but this second page here shows you a lot of different options. So when the email comes, you can skip the inbox and automatically archive it. I'm not sure which emails you would want to get, that you would do that. Back when I did work in corporate, I did do that with a lot of emails because I didn't really want to look at them, or I wanted to look at them at a later date. So I would immediately have them skip the inbox and I would have them go to a certain label. You could also mark it as read, you could star it, and here we go, apply label, and that's what I want to show you. I'm going to click on apply label and I'm going to pick new label. Let's just use that one. And that will go ahead, and any emails that come in will go to this new label. And I forgot, I'm sorry, I meant to explain this first page to you. So when you hit filter, you can filter messages from an email address to an email address, a certain subject line, or it has certain words, or it doesn't have something, has attachment. It gives you all these options. Mainly, you're probably going to use it with the from email address or with a subject line. And that's how I filter most of my emails. And once you pick those options, you're going to hit this button down here. This is create filter. And you're going to go ahead and pick one of these things. You can also forward the emails and add it to an email address. You might want to do that if you're using a project management software and you want certain things to go to that software instead of being in your email. You can delete it. You can click on never to send to spam. So that's to basically whitelist any emails that you want to make sure don't go to spam in Gmail. You can always mark it as important, never mark it as important, and then you can categorize it, which I don't typically use categories, so I would never really use this. But we went ahead and we applied the label, and we applied the label, new label. And I'm going to go down here, and all of these emails that are coming from this email address right here, there's 8 of them right now in not only my inbox, but in all of the labels or anywhere right now that's in my email. So if I want to change all of the labels to say new label or add new label to them, I'm going to go ahead and hit that checkbox and create that filter. So now all of those emails, you saw that real quick, it popped up with all of them and they all changed to new label. And you'll notice right here, you have new label and you have inbox. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on new label, and you'll notice all 8 of those emails that I sent to myself basically are now in the new label. And that's it. That's an easy way to tell your Gmail or your email to do what you want it to do. And basically, you're training your inbox to handle your emails properly. I hope this helps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next training. Have a great day.